After it happened, everything went black. It didn't hurt right away because I was in shock.
In 2009, Michelle Fox's life took a tragic turn when an accidental shotgun blast, triggered by her ex-husband, left her without eyes, a nose, or an upper palate, rendering her blind and unable to smell.
And her ex-husband was just coming out of the bedroom. He was crying and he was saying his life is over. He took the gun, threw it down the hallway, was like rolling on the floor.
Her friend Becky called 911, and when professionals arrived, they warned that it was unlikely she would survive the shot to the face. Against all odds, Michelle made it, but with severe damage to her facial structure. For more than 6 months, the then 28-year-old lived in a nursing home while family members cared for her young baby and 5-year-old daughter. Completely blind, she battled infections as her face healed. Attempts at facial reconstruction failed because of blood clotting and infection. Michelle was using a bandana to cover her face, not wanting people to see what she looked like underneath.
I'm never going to reveal what is underneath, under my bandana or my prosthetic, because God didn't make me to look this way. He didn't make me with a giant hole in my face. My ex did, you know?
That's not what she looked like originally. I mean,
yeah.
He completely altered her face.
It is not me under this bandana or my prosthetic, so why should anybody see it?
However, Becky has shared a photo of them on the day of the incident. Michelle has now taken a different route with her treatment, getting a specially made prosthetic to cover everything but her lower lip and chin.
Today, she is wearing her prosthetic.
I'm prosthetic! And when I talk, I sound a little mumbly when I wear it, but it is a lot better than wearing a bandana. I do like wearing it to church.
Not letting adversity get her down, Michelle joins her bestie Becky on TikTok, making fun trends for their followers.
Who's gotten with hotter guys? Who gets better grades?
They've turned to religion and spiritual healing as Michelle continues to share her inspiring journey.
I was born with an extremely rare eye condition called megalocornea, which means I was born with really large eyes.
Beauty influencer Gerry, also known as Gazello Beauty, was born with a severe genetic development defect that means they were born with gigantic eyes.
Definitely not contacts.
Megalocornea causes oversized corneas, the part of your eyes that lets in light. It also causes the fluid-filled space between your cornea and iris to become deeper than normal. This means they've always had big eyes, even as a baby.
That was me. Fresh out the womb, literally a month old, huge crazy eyes.
Although their eyes are not painful, it would mean they had a higher chance of injury growing up.
There I am, cutting a piece of paper, of course, like trying to focus. I go to turn it over, and I slide the paper through my eyeball. It was literally probably like top 5 worst pains I've ever felt in my whole life.
But Gerry isn't the only influencer with a rare medical condition making waves online.
With my condition, it doesn't just affect the way that I visibly look, it is a 24/7 chronic illness that I deal with.
Meet Nikki Lily, the popular influencer who makes beauty content and documents her experience living with her condition. She has arteriovenous malformation, or AVM for short, a rare condition that affects the blood vessels in Nikki's face.
It's difficult sometimes to be someone with a visible difference and have something so big happen to you that you've had no control over.
Nikki's had more than 90 surgeries since 6 years old and often shares videos of herself in and out of hospital. She has millions of supportive followers across her social media. Last year, she became the first ever patron for Face Equality International and uses her platform to raise awareness about her condition.
My AVM and my eye can look different on a day-to-day. Sometimes it's more swollen, sometimes it's less swollen.
One of her favorite ways to express herself is through makeup. She often tries out the hottest beauty trends, like vampire girl lips and fall makeup. One of her biggest Get Ready With Me videos has 70 million views. Her eye makeup tutorials are always a hit too.
With eyeshadow, whatever I do to the top, I do to the bottom. So if I'm putting eyeliner on the top, I'll bring it to the bottom.
Some of her favorite makeup products are lipstick, bronzer, and blush. She often does product reviews for her followers too.
If you want to be a glass skin girly this summer, this is the blush for you. It's like blusher mixed with oil, but it's not oily.
With all this attention, she does get questions about her condition, like, is that side of your face painful and does it hurt?
No, it doesn't. I do have pain and I do have headaches and things like that, but it isn't sensitive to touch.
Nikki's goal is to keep supporting people with facial differences like herself.
Sometimes people treat me not very well, but it's very rare.
18-year-old Lalit has received a Guinness World Record for having the hairiest face in the world. Lalit is from India and has a rare condition called hypertrichosis, also known as werewolf syndrome, which causes an abnormal amount of hair growth.
Hi, I'm Lalit.
Over 95% of Lalit's face is covered in hair. Lalit opened up about living with the condition, explaining that the first day of school was hard.
Well, the first days at school was it was not so good because the other kids were scared of me. When we started talking to me, they understood that I was not so different from them.
He even spoke about how he maintains his facial hair.
Just I wash them without any shampoo or something like this.
Lalit does groom his facial hair though, which he has shown on his YouTube channel. Lalit says many people ask him why he hasn't shaved his hair, to which he says,
I tell them that I like how I am. I don't want to change my look.
Lalit has become somewhat of a YouTube celebrity, posting vlogs about his daily life and living with his condition. He spoke about the support he has received from his family over the years.
My family is very supportive. They help me in every day for everything. For example, I started my YouTube channel and my father and my whole family support me in my new activity.
Before receiving his Guinness World Record, Lalit had to fly to Milan in Italy, where he visited a local trichologist who assessed him by shaving tiny portions of his face to take accurate measurements of his hairs per square centimetre. It was determined that Lalit had 201.72 hairs per square centimetre. Lalit says he wants to use his newfound fame to explore the world and visit as many countries as he can.
It could sound cocky, but I just feel confident because I'm 6'1". So I just had that.
Joe Dimeo, a gym-loving teen who once called himself immature, underwent a profound transformation after a life-changing accident.
I was in a car accident leaving my night shift job, and my car veered off to the side of the road and hit a curb, and it flipped a couple times, and then it caught on fire. And then 3.5 months later, I woke up from a coma with 80% burns in my body.
At 22, Joe became the first person to successfully receive a face and double hand transplant, a groundbreaking surgery that took 23 hours. He received his new face from a 47-year-old donor.
He did pass away with a stroke, so now I have high blood pressure. I can't eat what I want to eat.
Despite his health challenges, Joe still makes room for what brings him joy, like his wife, Jessica, who messaged him after discovering his story online.
Joe and I met after his face transplant. That is true. And no, Joe does not have a lot of money.
Joe proposed in September 2024, and the two eloped in Hawaii in December. Joe has also opened up about the hate they receive from people who question their relationship.
I just get judgmental online, and she gets judged online too.
Despite some criticism, the two have had tons of love from fans who appreciate their love story. To shut out any negativity, Joe uses exercise as an outlet.
Being in the gym is like a therapy session to me.
He went on to explain how this entire experience has changed him.
Before I had a transplant, I was just a young, immature kid with a muscle car, putting mods on it. I'm sure my wife would not probably look at me. Actually, she would probably look at me because I look good, but she probably wouldn't further nothing from it.
Joe has also shared what still boosts his confidence today.
It could sound cocky, but I just feel confident because I'm 6'1". So I just had that.
Joe is excited for the future. He's planning to get a puppy, grow his clothing brand, and is even writing a book.